Going live on YouTube Live. Just a second. Oh, here we go. Sal, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Huh? Yes.
Hello? Hello?
I can hear you just fine. Okay. Let's do this. Welcome to Just Curious Media. This is Let's Talk Cobrakai. I'm Jason Connell.
And I'm Sal Rodriguez.
All right, Sal, we are back for kind of a unique episode here, I got to say.
Hey, I'm excited to be here nonetheless.
Very good. Very good. And today, this is a very short, down and dirty podcast, more of a preview for an interview that I recently did. Sorry, Sal, without you. Timing, logistics, you weren't available. East Coast, West Coast timeline.
Hang on, everybody. Let the record state that Jason is more of an early bird than I am, and he may be out 3 hours ahead of you, and 3 hours ahead. So yeah, he may schedule things where I am still napping.
Yeah, you're good at 8 o'clock, Sal? Huh? Come again?
You mean PM, right? 8 p.m.?
Yeah, totally. So I did this interview the other day. It was great, and I want to preview it because we didn't have any video capability, Sal.
Yeah.
The great interview it was with Sensei Jim True of True Martial Arts Academy here in the Boston area, Boston, Massachusetts area.
Boston.
An incredible person and Sensei. Has been teaching for just about 50 years.
Wow.
I had such a good time, but they got on my radar because I was researching dojos and found out that they were affiliated or helped out with the next Karate Kid.
What?
And one thing led to another. And yeah, so his students were in the movie. I want to save all that for the interview because it's fantastic.
That's great. That's great.
And I thought about having you on, but it was a logistical problem. So if I'm shooting, listen to me, I'm back in my documentary days. If we're recording during the day, I have a great studio here, but during the day, it's not like super soundproof. And it seems like everybody mows their lawn on different cycles, and there's mowers and blowers, or there's house construction. I know you can attest to this as well. Where you live, there's construction going on next door.
Not only construction, but I consider Los Angeles to be the official leaf blower capital of the nation, I think for sure.
Totally. They just passed an ordinance that's going to outlaw gas mowers, and they passed it. And their grandfather, I was just talking about this today with Sophia, they've grandfathered you in. You have a little bit of time, the companies, to switch over to electric, which is better for the environment and quieter. Wow. So that is actually happening here. And I was thinking, man, that should happen in LA because everybody's got a gas blower and everyone's just blowing stuff around. No. So it's hard to record here during the day.
Sure.
And so I now have an offshoot, like a remote studio that I can go to that's like basically in a bunker. And the video capabilities are different, but at least I can have an interview. And it was in person, Sal. It was the first in-person interview I have done, since the pandemic.
Wow, what a throwback.
It was like, because I was thinking, your dojo's only like 5-10 minute drive. Do you just want to cover the studio? He's like, yeah, I'll just come over. And it was like way better fun, like we used to do back in the studio. Although you and I make this reality work. But anyway, I'm sorry that you couldn't be there, but now you know. So I wanted to preview this episode and also have some sort of video representation on our YouTube channel because there is nothing. So this little exchange with you and I will be that.
I'm very excited about this. I mean, this is Sensei Jim had some involvement with the next Karate Kid.
Yes.
So that is fantastic.
Isn't that nuts? They were calling dojos, and this is many years ago. And he's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I got some students, come on down. So some of those scenes are like Michael Ironside and Outside and Walter Goggins and Julie, and of course, patmorita, Hilary Swank. So yeah, I'll let him tell the stories because he's got some good ones, some things I learned, and I think the audience is going to love it. And not to mention, he's just an incredible person. And he's a big fan of Cobrakai.
Very nice.
He's now a fan of Let's Talk Cobrakai.
Nice.
But he uses the show to talk to the students because most dojos, as you can imagine, are, kid loaded, right?
Sure.
Primarily made up of children and kids and different ages. And so he uses the show to relate to them. And he talks about that. So it was extraordinary. I had such a great time. But I am, remiss in one thing. We left off because I had it as a talking point, but we got so caught up in the world of karate, we stayed there. And I may have him back on again or something, but you and I can talk about it here. So his dojo, where it's at, I've been there. I've been by. It's not too far from here. On the backside, there is unrelated, unaffiliated. There's a brewery, right? A lot of breweries out here, much like the West Coast. It's called Mighty Squirrel Brewing Company.
Yeah.
We've been there. Really good IPAs, but they have a Sensei Jim brew.
Whoa.
Because they're so close to him. I've got to know him. And the time that I went there, the first time I went there, I was looking for it. I think they were sold out. And I was like, oh, I wanted to see I wanted to pour the Sensei Jim brew. So maybe next time when I have it, maybe that's when we'll revisit this.
I used to aspire to having the sandwich named after me.
I like that.
I think
Sal sandwich?
Yeah. I mean, this trumps a sandwich, I think.
Yeah. Can you believe it? So I texted him.
You know why?
Yeah, go on.
Because a sandwich is cool. Having a sandwich named after you is cool. Having a beer named after you, cooler.
It is cooler. Yes, it is. So he even has like a handle. I think they have like a Sensei Jim handle. He sent me a photo, but it was like, this is cool. Yeah, so we didn't get into that. We stayed on point. But
you didn't talk about that in the interview.
No, because it was like he left, and I thought, oh yeah, there was that other talking point. And and had I had the beer, I probably would have remembered it. I had a dry run at the brewery. So I'm going to go back, make sure they have Sensei Jim, and then we can talk about that.
That's cool.
So that is really it. So that's coming out. Sensei Jim and myself talking about Karate Kid the next Karate Kid, and Sal, we are continuing to tease the next Karate Kid.
Yeah. I would imagine any of our avid listeners are like, are you guys ever going to cover the next Karate Kid? We will, we promise you.
Yeah. I'm looking for some bite-sized things after season 4 of Cobra Kai and all the work that, that we put in, the notes, the production, the post-production. I can't dive into a movie just yet. So, we talked to Sensei Jim. There's another student or two of his that we might bring on the show who are actually in the movie.
Oh my God.
I'm going to go to the house that, Julie and Miyagi live in. It's in Brookline, which is like 20-minute drive, doing on location. So Sal, we're going to tease the crap out of the next Karate Kid.
Yeah. At this rate, we'll probably be delivering the next Karate Kid breakdown to our listeners within about 6 months, I would say.
Yeah, at least. So anyway, I know, Sal, you're going to listen to this interview as a listener for the first time. I was going to give you a preview, but we haven't edited it yet. But anything else you want to leave our audience with on this fun little preview episode?
No, I'm excited to listen to this interview with Sensei Jim, and also excited about our upcoming special episodes. Now, here we are between seasons, between season 4, season 5, sort of a lull. It didn't even call it episode.
There was an episode of Cobra Kai named LOL. Yes,
okay. So here we are between seasons, but this is where we get to dive into all kinds of cool stuff and go down the rabbit holes. And here's a perfect example now, talking to Sensei Jim and hearing more about the next Karate Kid, which we will eventually do a breakdown of. So this is all very cool for me. I'm excited to be here because remember, I'm not only co-host of Let's Talk Cobra Kai, I'm also a fan of Cobra Kai and a fan of Let's Talk Cobra Kai. So I got all the bases covered.
Love it. Well, this is more of an informal episode, so we don't have our usual sign-offs. So Sal, that's all I got, buddy. Why don't you take it away?
Thank you, Jason.
And
wait,
I set you up.
I didn't think I was doing it this time. You know what? No mercy.